shocking truth about Meghan Markle's so-called cookie queens is being revealed after a disastrous appearance at the Sundance Film Festival.
I thought she behaved so badly, and then Harry too.
She blames the media for her, in his words, murdered her, which is complete nonsense.
Tom Bower, the legendary
Meghan Markle, particularly when her life and actions are analyzed by high-profile critics like Tom Bower, the British investigative biographer known for hard-hitting portraits of public figures. Over the past several years, Bower's commentary, especially surrounding Meghan Markle and her husband Prince Harry, has sparked global debate, media reinterpretation, online speculation, and a torrent of responses from supporters, critics, and neutral journalists alike. Tom Bower is a veteran British investigative journalist and biographer best known for unauthorized biographies of powerful figures, including Rebel Prince about King Charles III and Revenge, Meghan, Harry, and the War Between the Windsors, which scrutinizes the Sussexes' relationship with the British royal family. And Bower has said that what prompted his interest in Meghan Markle was her interview with Oprah Winfrey in 2021, which he characterized as containing so many things that were just untrue and so damaging. He reportedly interviewed more than 80 sources for Revenge and chose Meghan as a focal point because he believed some commentary attributed to Bower suggests he believes Meghan aspired to high status within the royal family. One report paraphrased him saying Meghan wants to be queen and envies Catherine, Princess of Wales, for her role and popularity, though this characterization has circulated mainly through less rigorously sourced outlets, so context is essential. Meghan Markle, born Rachel Meghan Markle in 1981, has lived multiple public lives as an actress, humanitarian, member of the British royal family, global media figure, and cultural lightning rod. Her journey has traversed Hollywood sets, royal palaces, global stages of advocacy, and intense media scrutiny, shaping a complex public narrative. Today, in early 2026, Markle stands at a crossroads of family revelation, brand building, social advocacy, and sustained media attention. This article explores the latest developments, controversies, personal milestones, media impact, and public discourse surrounding Meghan Markle, considering both factual reporting and broader cultural consequences. In February 2026, Meghan Markle shared the first public photo of her daughter, Princess Lilibet Diana Mountbatten Windsor, breaking years of strict privacy around her children. The image, posted on Valentine's Day, showed Prince Harry holding Lilibet with red balloons, alongside a heartfelt caption emphasizing family. The significance of this moment cannot be overstated. Since their move to the United States and step back from official royal duties in 2020, Meghan and Harry have been highly protective of their children's identities. This first glimpse represents a departure from that privacy stance, suggesting a recalibration in how they share their family publicly, perhaps influenced by evolving perspectives on media exposure and digital safety concerns. Meghan's public appearances continue to attract global media attention. At the 2026 NBA All-Star Game in Los Angeles, she was photographed wearing a striking new pear-shaped diamond ring, prompting widespread commentary on her style choices and public image. Jewelry experts have noted both the design's elegance and its symbolic weight in the context of celebrity fashion. These kinds of appearances serve dual purposes. They keep Meghan in the cultural spotlight while reinforcing her brand as a modern style influencer, though they also invite commentary and critique, especially in tabloid and celebrity media. Members through Food and Fellowship, and Meghan championed it publicly during her earliest days in royal life. Its closure reinforces the persistent challenges faced by community-driven projects in a world of limited resources and shifting philanthropic focus. Meghan and Harry have increasingly engaged on global policy issues, most notably supporting a call urging tech companies to pause development of advanced, superintelligent AI. Their endorsement of a letter to major tech firms reflects growing engagement with broader digital risk frameworks and responsible innovation. At the Project Healthy Minds Gala in New York City, Meghan made an unscripted appeal tied to online safety, highlighting the parents' network and the emotional toll of digital harms on children. Such moments highlight how Markle's public influence is increasingly being applied to complex issues at the intersection of technology, family safety, and mental health. Meghan's creative resurgence post-royal life has been shaped in part by the couple's long-standing deal with Netflix. Under their Archwell Productions banner, Meghan's lifestyle series with love. Meghan premiered in March 2025 and earned global viewership, though it received mixed critical response. The show showcased Meghan's interests in cooking, gardening, entertaining, and lifestyle, and while it commanded attention, critics debated its authenticity and impact. Despite a dedicated audience, subsequent seasons struggled to reach top viewership positions, raising questions about the sustainability of celebrity-driven streaming content. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle are reportedly on different paths when it comes to their brand. U.S. commentator Kinsey Schofield addressed claims of friction behind the scenes with royal biographer and writer Tom Bower. Speaking on her self-titled Unfiltered podcast, Kinsey shared, "In America, a lot of the tabloids are talking about how Harry and Meghan are experiencing a difference in their interests and professional paths. Meghan is focused on Hollywood and Harry is dedicating his energy to the Invictus Games. Some say it is creating friction behind the scenes." She referenced the Duchess of Sussex's interview on the Jamie Kern-Lima show where she described Harry as a fox and admitted they are still in the honeymoon phase in their relationship. An explosive new royal book has claimed that the Princess of Wales' new Prince Harry and Meghan Markle weren't to be trusted, and that any engagement with the pair should be treated with the utmost of caution. Writing in an extract from his upcoming book William and Catherine, The Intimate Inside Story, the Daily Mirror's royal editor Russell Myers explains that Prince William and Princess Catherine had been left wounded by Harry and Meghan's assertions made in their interview with Oprah Winfrey, specifically their claims of being trapped in the royal family and the disclosure of a private text exchange. Myers writes, "In the aftermath of Harry and Meghan's Oprah interview, the Sussexes' version of how the family and the institution had conspired against them had created a siege mentality in the palace. Harry's presence at the funeral just ensured these feelings stayed fresh in everyone's minds." William was most aggrieved by Harry's assertion that he was trapped in the system, while Catherine felt deeply let down over Meghan's disclosure of a private exchange, which sparked claim and counterclaim regarding the fitting of dresses before the Sussexes' 2018 wedding. One of the major difficulties in the relationship between the Princess of Wales and Meghan was allegedly over an exchange involving Princess Charlotte's flower girl dress ahead of Harry and Meghan's wedding. Meghan referred to the incident in her sit-down with Oprah Winfrey. She explained, "A few days before the wedding she was upset about something pertaining to, yes, the issue was correct about flower girl dresses, and it made me cry, and it really hurt my feelings." Other sides of the story have emerged, with it also claimed that Meghan made Catherine cry, rather than the other way around. In Tom Bower's 2022 book, Revenge, he wrote that Meghan compared Ivy Mulroney favorably against Princess Charlotte when discussing her young bridesmaids, causing Catherine to cry. In light of King Charles's cancer diagnosis, Harry claimed in an interview last year that he hoped to reconcile with his father and has since made trips to the UK to make amends. While the future of Harry's relationship with Prince William remains unclear, it's claimed that Meghan Markle's latest move could be an olive branch to the Princess of Wales. Princess Kate celebrated her 44th birthday last week, sharing a deeply personal video on Instagram expressing her gratitude for the natural world. Although members of the royal family often mark birthdays with social media well wishes, many noted that Harry and Meghan did not share a happy birthday message for the princess. However, an additional source alleged that Meghan simply wanted Catherine to have space, adding, "This isn't spite, it's respect for what she's going through." In Kate's birthday video, she discussed the power of Mother Nature and the healing impact it has had on her following her cancer diagnosis in early 2024. She explains, "Even in the coldest, darkest season, winter has a way of bringing us stillness, patience, and quiet consideration, where the stream slows just enough for us to see our own reflection, to discover the deepest parts of ourselves. Alongside the whispers in the pulse of every living thing, I find myself reflecting on how deeply grateful I am." Prince Harry and Meghan Markle are reportedly set to miss the royal family's Christmas celebrations for the 7th year in a row. Recently, there were hints that a reconciliation between King Charles and Harry might be possible. However, Tom Bower, a well-known journalist and royal biographer, believes that even though Harry recently met his father in hopes of winning back his approval and being welcomed by the family, there is absolutely no way back for him. This suggests that Christmas will once again be an isolated one for the Sussexes. Preparations for Christmas are in full swing at the royal house. Amid this, Express reported that royal biographer Tom Bower believes Prince Harry and Meghan Markle will be left isolated during the festivities. Per Bauer, Harry had a meeting with his father, hoping that he could ingratiate himself back into the family. But it isn't going to work. There is just no way back for him, Bauer continued. This news comes after Harry reportedly had a 54-minute meeting with his father recently. Speaking about the Duchess of Sussex, Bauer added that she is not reconciled with her own family as well. Moreover, she does not have any plans to come back to Britain. According to him, her relationships with both families act against Harry's own instinctive interests. This has resulted in them being at a very isolated place at Christmas. Meghan and Harry are going into 2026 in a less-than-good place with some of their family members. Image, Samir Hussain/Wire Image. Sign up to free email alerts from OK Magazine Daily News. Read all the latest showbiz news as it happens, plus breaking news straight to your inbox. We use your sign-up to provide content in ways you've consented to and to improve our understanding of you. This may include adverts from us and third parties based on our understanding. You can unsubscribe at any time. More info. As the royals prepare for a cozy Christmas at Sandringham, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex are out in the cold for what will be their 7th year away from the family celebrations. Despite some signs this year that a reconciliation could be on the cards, particularly for King Charles and Prince Harry, royal biographer Tom Bauer claims Christmas is shaping up to be a nightmare for the Sussexes. Harry clearly met his father with the hope that he could ingratiate himself back into the family, but it isn't going to work. There is just no way back for him, Tom told OK. Harry himself said he didn't know how long his father has got, and I think that hangs over him, but I don't think he's that high up on Charles's list of priorities. He continued, and Meghan isn't reconciled with her own family and she never wants to come back to Britain, so her relationships with both families act against Harry's own instinctive interests. The result is they are left in a very isolated place at Christmas. Harry, 41, and the King, 77, met for just 54 minutes at Clarence House in September in what was their first in-person meeting for over 18 months. But any hopes for a reconciliation were dashed when details of the event were allegedly leaked, and Harry's team claimed there were sources intent on sabotaging the reunion. According to Tom, the so-called leak was not the only thing that hurt any signs of progress. He was granted those 54 minutes with the king by the skin of his teeth, but was told that not a word must be spoken about it, he told us. And then he gets on the train to Ukraine and tells a reporter that he has no regrets for anything he said in spare. Another major obstacle has been Harry's fight to get security for his family while in the UK. He was devastated after losing a court battle earlier this year over the decision to downgrade their protection, and said later he couldn't see a world in which I would bring my wife and children back to the UK at this point. But last week, The Sun reported he had won a Home Office review into the threat level, which, if it goes Harry's way, could lead to a long-overdue reunion for King Charles and his grandchildren, who have only met once. Even so, Tom said, the king is not only battling for survival, literally battling to live, but he wants a legacy and he wants to have a good transition to William, and Harry just gets in the way. As the royals gear up for a festive Christmas at Sandringham, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex find themselves excluded for what will be their 7th consecutive year away from the family gathering. Despite indications this year that a reconciliation might be possible, especially between King Charles and Prince Harry, royal biographer Tom Bauer suggests Christmas is set to be a difficult time for the Sussexes. Harry clearly met his father with the hope that he could ingratiate himself back into the family, but it isn't going to work. There is just no way back for him, Tom said. Harry himself said he didn't know how long his father has got, and I think that hangs over him, but I don't think he's that high up on Charles's list of priorities. He added, and Meghan isn't reconciled with her own family and she never wants to come back to Britain, so her relationships with both families act against Harry's own instinctive interests. The result is they are left in a very isolated place at Christmas. Harry, 41, and the King, 77, held a brief 54-minute meeting at Clarence House in September, marking their first face-to-face encounter in over 18 months. However, any prospects for reconciliation were undermined when details of the meeting were reportedly leaked, with Harry's team asserting there were sources intent on sabotaging the reunion. Use your sign-up to provide content in ways you've consented to and improve our understanding of you. This may include adverts from us and third parties based on our knowledge of you. Unsubscribe at any time. More info. According to Tom, The alleged leak wasn't the sole factor that damaged any potential for reconciliation. He was granted those 54 minutes with the king by the skin of his teeth, but was told that not a word must be spoken about it, he revealed. And then he gets on the train to Ukraine and tells a reporter that he has no regrets for anything he said in Spare. Harry's ongoing battle to secure protection for his family in the UK has presented another significant hurdle. He was devastated following an unsuccessful court challenge this year regarding the downgrading of their security arrangements, stating afterward, "He couldn't see a world in which I would bring my wife and children back to the UK at this point." However, The Sun recently reported that he had won a Home Office review concerning the threat assessment, which could potentially pave the way for King Charles to finally reunite with his grandchildren, whom he has met just once. Nevertheless, Tom observed, the king is not only battling for survival, literally battling to live, but he wants a legacy and he wants to have a good transition to William, and Harry just gets in the way. The Sussexes are also unlikely to celebrate Christmas with the Markle family, given Meghan's own strained relationships. Her bond with her father, Thomas Markle Sr., began deteriorating around her 2018 wedding to Harry. Thomas was forced to confess he had misled his future son-in-law about allegations he had orchestrated paparazzi photographs for money just weeks before the ceremony. Meghan, 44, reportedly reached out to her father via email last week after learning about his emergency limb amputation in the Philippines. However, it remains uncertain whether Thomas received the email. People magazine reported that Thomas, 81, was confused by claims that Meghan had attempted to contact him. The publication stated that Meghan's email did not generate an error or bounce-back notification, and efforts were underway to obtain updated contact information for Thomas. From his hospital bed last week, Thomas expressed he was open to reconciling with his daughter. He also expressed a desire to meet his grandchildren, Prince Archie, 6, and Princess Lilibet, for adding, "It might be nice to meet her husband too." According to Tom, another significant concern for Meghan is her reality TV career and lifestyle brand, as ever. This follows largely negative reviews of her latest holiday celebration edition of With Love, Meghan, which launched on December 3rd. This Christmas is make-or-break time for Meghan because there are two main problems: money and profile, he shared. Her lifestyle shows are clearly not taking off. She put on a great show in terms of looking great and pretending nothing is wrong, but the reality is it's not a great success, to say the least. It hinges on how much Meghan can sell at Christmas, and if it doesn't sell, she has a real problem. Are people prepared to pay $32 for a jar of honey from the Duchess of Sussex? If it doesn't work this Christmas, they have a real problem about what they will do in 2026. Tom also characterized Harry as a declining asset within the family, noting his portfolio of official commitments has dwindled since he distanced himself from the Sundance charity in March following reports of tensions with its personnel. The fate of Sundance is okay without him. So what's he got? The next Invictus Games is in 2027, so what is he going to do for a year? Tom questioned. There's just no easy